Hey everybody, this is Talks from critshappen.com. Thanks for watching. Welcome back. As you can see, we have another game in Tabletopia set up. This time we are going to play a 3-player version of Viticulture, the strategic game of winemaking. And we have 2 special guests joining us today. We have Stacey Montalvo and we have Jamey Stegmaier. And Stacey, why don't we start with you and you can introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about why you're so awesome.
Thanks, Scott. I am Stacey, and I work for GTS Distribution. I'm in part of their marketing team, and I am awesome because, pretty much like all of your listeners, I love board games, am really passionate about them, and love sitting down at the table with anyone.
Cool. And tonight we're sitting down at the virtual table, I guess, right?
Yeah.
And Jamey, I think most people who are watching this probably know why you're so awesome, but why don't you go ahead and tell us who you are and why you're awesome?
Yeah, my name is Jamey Stegmaier, and I run a game company called Stegmaier Games. And our first game and my first published design is the game that we're playing today, Viticulture, and this is the second edition we're playing. Rather than say why I'm awesome, I want to say why Tox is awesome, because Tox is one of the very first reviewers who, during the Viticulture Kickstarter project, actually reviewed a version of Viticulture that looked much worse than this, but you were kind enough to be there right from the beginning. And so you were awesome for doing that.
Paper cards and bottles of wine, or glasses of wine, not bottles. It might have been bottles, I don't know. But it wasn't too far off from the art style and everything else. So that was fun times.
Yeah. So
we should probably tell everybody, since we talked about this before we got started, you're going to see a yellow, a blue, and a red set of meeples here. Please don't email Jamey asking where your custom 3D holographic red meeples are and where they're going to be coming in the mail, because they don't exist. This is apparently the modern technology of Tabletopia allows us to have colors of meeples that aren't real. So for anyone who is just watching and tuning in, I am the red player. Jamey is the yellow player, and Stacey is the blue player. As you can see from your screens and how it shows, Stacey is player 1415, which I'm sure means something very significant to her. That's just the dichotomy of Tabletopia right now. I think, Stacey, correct me if I'm wrong, you actually don't have like a full account in Tabletopia. We actually invited you as a guest into this, right?
Yes.
Perfect.
I kickstarted it, but I don't have a early subscription.
Gotcha. Cool. Awesome. Okay. So, Jamey, what is the object of Viticulture other than looking awesome?
Each of us are vineyard owners who are trying to build up our vineyard and have the most successful winery in Tuscany. And so we are going to be placing workers throughout 2 seasons on the board. We'll be acting on 4 seasons, but we'll be placing in the summer and the winter as we try to build up our vineyard and gain acclaim. And if necessary, at the end of the game, if we need a tiebreaker after we finish the game, money will factor in. So if you look at the scoreboard here, I don't know if you can zoom in there.
Yep. We're
going to play the game in years until one of us reaches or crosses 20 victory points. And when that happens, that will signal that is the last year of the game, and we'll each finish that year, finish our turns, and whoever has the most points after that point will be the winner of the game.
Cool. Now, as you can see from looking at the board here, we have some rooster meeples. Those are going to start to determine during the springtime when we wake up. And we're going to be able to have the option of placing them higher or lower on that track to potentially gain different bonuses and different rewards. You'll then also see a section of the board that has yellow placement spots for workers, and then a section that has blue placement spots for workers. That is basically breaking up the summer and the winter. The fall is not necessarily depicted on the board, but the fall is part of the track here on the right. You'll see it says to draw 1 visitor card, which will either be a yellow summer visitor card or a blue winter visitor card. So we're not going to explain all of the rules as we start off. We're just going to jump right in here. But as we get going, you'll pick up as things are happening and kind of some of the backgrounds of rules. But essentially what Jamey said is spot on. We're going to be placing workers, making wine, making a lot of money, and having a lot of fun. So Jamey, do you want to remind us how we choose who the first rooster is that gets placed?
I don't know how we do this virtually. Usually I pick up the roosters in my hand and shake them up and pick one. Is there a randomized way to do that in Tabletopia?
I don't know if we had a die in the game, we could probably do that. But we don't have a die in the game. I'll tell you what I'll do. I have a die sitting next to me because I'm just that kind of gamer. On a 1 or 2, I will place first. On a 3 or 4, we'll let Jamey, and then on a 5 or 6, we'll let Stacey. And you guys are just going to have to trust me. This is the interactive part of Tabletopia. So I scored a 6. So Stacey, you get to go first.
All right, I'll give Stacey the starting first player token.
This is the grapes.
I'm going to...
So Stacey's going to go in the 3rd spot, which means technically she might still be able to go first. We'll have to see. But she gets to draw a wine order. And I guess going clockwise around the table, I guess, Jamey, you're next.
Oh, going...
Or no, I guess clockwise I would be next.
Right, yeah.
Yes. I don't know which clock I'm following. That's okay. I'm a money guy, so I'm going to go here in the 4th spot, and I'm going to go ahead and grab myself a coin.
All right, and I love having... Actually, I'm going to go for another summer visitor card.
Very nice.
All right.
Now, one thing we failed to probably mention, but would be good to show, is we start the game with a Pinot wine card each. And that is going to allow us to have a red and a white grape, potentially, if we can plant it. However, you'll notice in the upper left, you need the trellis to be able to be built on your player board before you can plant that in one of your fields. And then we each automatically start the game with a yellow summer visitor. And because Jamey went to the 5th spot, he gets to choose either a summer or winter visitor, and you chose summer, it looks like, right?
Right.
Perfect. Very cool. All right. So as you can see, those cards are hidden. Stacey's already taken hers into her hand. I'm going to show you guys how to do that here real quick on Tabletopia. You'll notice that this card is face down. Now, if I flipped it face up, then everyone can see it and know how I'm going to win the game, but I don't want that. So I'm going to go ahead and drag it down on the bottom of my screen, and you'll see a little red glow showing that it's going to become part of my hand. And when I let go of it, it's in my hand, and now none of my opponents can see my awesome summer visitor that is going to truthfully take over control of the game for me. So, all right, so that's literally the entire spring phase. So now we kick it back over to actions for summer, and that begins with Stacey because she is on top. Even though she picked number 3, nobody went above her, and she gets to go first.
I also want to say that I kind of cheat. I try and put my meeples up here on the edge of the board just so that I can get them on and off easier. I don't know what you guys normally do.
I like this. That's it works well for that.
Yeah. So
I'm sure we can keep track of any cheating here.
I'm going to go there.
Perfect.
And gain 3.
3 money, yeah. So you'll notice I'll zoom in here real quick on the side of the board so people can understand this. Worker placement has 1, 2, or 3 spaces per location. And you'll notice that there's a nice little chart that shows you the dotted line and faint filled in square or circle is used in 2-player games. The dotted line faint and dotted line somewhat filled in squares 3 and 4, and then the fully filled in one is 5 and 6 players. So since we're 3 and 4 players, we're only going to have 2 meeples at each location, I guess you would say naturally. Is that the right way to say it?
Right, because we also have our grande workers, which has the ability of being placed just as a regular worker, or it can be placed on an action that's already occupied, in this case, by 2 other workers.
He kind of bullies himself in.
Right. All right, so Stacey's gotten her money. Scott, it's your turn in the summer.
I am up next. What do I want to do here? I have a whopping 4 money. Well, I am a builder with my money, and not all 3 of my meeples, so I'll select one of my meeples. I'll go ahead and build one structure. And I think I'm going to go ahead and build my trellis. So I will bring that bad boy out here. That's going to cost me 2, but I'm going to gain 1. So it'll be a net loss of 1.
Nice.
Always good to start off that way, I think.
Yeah. So I have 2 summer visitor cards in hand. So I'm going to use both of them. I'm going to put a worker on the middle space. And so I get to play 1 summer visitor, and I get the bonus of playing another summer visitor.
That sounds like these are going to be good cards.
Yeah.
They're pretty good. They work well together. So the first one is the Uncertified Broker, which lets me convert up to 3 victory points into 3 lira each.
Wow.
So I'm going to go all in here. I'm going to go down to -3, I believe that's right, and take 9 lira. And then I'm going to spend some of that lira right away.
That's pretty good.
There's the 9. And then I'm actually going to spend 4 of it right away on the second card that I'm playing, which is the Entertainer. The Entertainer gives me a choice here. I'm going to choose the first option of paying 4 lira to draw 3 winter visitor cards.
Wow.
There we go.
Can you say combo?
All right, so I'll draw 3 of these cards. And that's it for my turn.
Very cool. Now, one thing that nobody did, but you can do, is you can always pass on your turn as well and hold your workers for winter, which very well may be a good strategy coming up.
Yeah.
Stace, back to you. Are you
I
passing?
am going to go ahead. Yep.
Wow, passing. So moving your rooster over lets you know that you've passed, so that means Stacy's ready for fall, but she's not going to be able to play any more workers during springtime. During summertime. So Jamie and I have free roam right now. We could kind of go get in pretty heavy depending on what our plans are.
Right.
That's interesting. I did not expect Stacey to pass that quickly. I think I am going to actually go to the Mercado, and I will draw 2 wine cards, or vine cards.
I like that you actually call that action by the name of the building.
Is that okay?
That's fine. Yeah, I don't know if that's ever been done before.
That's funny. All right, let's see what we got here.
Scott is doing that.
Both of them.
I'm going to build a trellis as well, so I can eventually plant my Pinot. I'm not on the bonus space like Tox was, so I'm going to pay a full price of 2.
That is all good. Okay, so now comes a question. So I have free roam with my Grande worker. I could take an action that somebody else has taken, or I could potentially plant 1 of my or 2 of my vines, which is actually really not a bad idea. I drew a Chardonnay, which I have the trellis for. But as you'll see, it's got the trellis and it also has the irrigation, which I don't have built. So I can't plant that one yet. I think, however, I will take advantage of drawing the Malvasia, and I'm sure Jamie will correct me if I say any of these wrong. And I'm going to go ahead and plant right here with my Grande worker. So that's going to let me normally plant 1 card in a field. But because I went on the middle space, I can plant a second card. So that, I didn't mean to stack them like that. There we go. So that'll give me a total of 3 grape value in that field, which it cannot exceed 6. So halfway there, which is pretty good. Back to you, sir.
I'm going to go ahead and pass. I'm going to save my Grande for the winter.
Well, I know this is going to be shocking to everybody, but with my 0 meeples, I think I'm going to pass as well. All right, so that finishes up summer, and now we go into fall. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Jamie, this goes in order of the wake-up track, right?
It does, yeah. So Stacey will select first.
I am drawing a winter visitor.
Very nice. Okay. I have no actions for winter visitors, so I am, because I have no more meeples. So I am going to go ahead and draw a summer visitor, I believe. So... and I believe there's a draw. Yep, there it is. Draw 1 into my hand, which is nice.
And I will select a winter visitor as well.
All you cold-weathered people.
We don't all live in Texas like you.
Yeah, it got down to a balmy 71 today.
Oh.
All right, well, rock on. So now we go to winter, and this is exactly like summer. We're going to be placing our workers. However, like I had mentioned, I placed all mine during summer, so this is really down to Stacey and Jamey.
Yeah.
All right, for my action, I'm going to go here and play this. Pay 2 to train 1 worker.
That's pretty good.
And Stacey, you're being nice here because you're only playing 1 winter visitor, but you are allowed, if you'd like, to block that middle spot so I don't get the double bonus. I won't hold it against you.
Oh, you know what? I thought you couldn't. I am going to stay in that spot, but I thought you couldn't play it if you can't fulfill it because I didn't have 2 winter cards.
Right, that was
take that.
That was in the original, in the first edition of the game, you couldn't. And in the second edition, we changed it so that there is a friendly variant where you can play that way, but it doesn't have to be. So I guess maybe we should decide if we want to do you guys want to play the friendly variant or the official second edition way, where you can place on a bonus even if you can't use it.
I'm good for whatever the designer would like.
Agreed.
Well, let's play the standard second edition way where we can block each other a little bit from those bonuses.
Sounds like
in this case, I'm not even going to use it, so it won't matter. I'm just going to play 1. I'm going to play the uncertified teacher. I'm going to spend even more victory points.
Wow.
I'm missing that 5. So I'm going to spend 1 more victory point to get another worker that I cannot use this year.
So you're going all in.
Yeah, I'm going to see if I can go down to -5 and still come back and win somehow.
It's happened, I'm sure. Yeah, that's pretty solid. Sometimes you got to take a loss to win the battle, right?
Right. Now, Stacey still has her Grande.
I think I'm just going to go here then.
You're going to draw 2 order cards?
Yep.
Very cool. Now, this is probably very interesting for people because the first video that I did on Tabletopia was a dice game called Nations, the Dice Game. And all of that is open information. And this is a mixture of everyone's seeing my hand and my stuff, but they're not seeing your hand and your stuff. So I think that's going to be very interesting to see how that's received. So perfect. Okay, so that is everybody's workers.
Is there a trick to getting the discard pile?
Actually, if you grab it and hover over the card you want to stack it on until that card goes orange, it will stack it exactly. So it takes a little bit of, not quite exactness, but just a little bit of seeing it for the first time and then doing it. So
yeah.
All right, so I'm presuming that you are passing, Mr. Stegmaier, so we'll move your rooster over. So all of our workers come back to us.
And then the first player token, this green grapes, will pass counterclockwise over to me.
Yep. So you get to place your cock of the walk first, sir.
I do indeed. I need to start getting these victory points back. Actually, no, I'm going to plant this here. I'm going to go up here. I might try to double plant if I can.
Seems like a good idea.
Cool. Okay.
All right, well, I've planted, which is really good. So I am probably going to need to be harvesting some fields.
Does that go counterclockwise as well?
Oh, no, sorry. Yeah, that's right. You get to play second. Yep.
Okay. I'm going to go here.
And that is totally acceptable. That had nothing to do with what I was going to do. I am, once again, going to go for money. So I'll go ahead and take 1 coin back. And then it will begin with you, Jamey.
Ooh, yeah, I am going to go ahead. I've already built the trellis last season, so I'm going to go ahead and plant these 2 vines that I have.
There you go.
I'll plant a Pinot, my first field, and a Trebbiano on my second field.
Very nice. Now I have to ask, just for the audience participation at home, how many people are drinking wine right now?
I should be, but I forgot. Yeah. Are you, Scott?
I am not. I actually may or may not be partaking of a Blue Moon, but that is for another discussion.
I am not as well.
All right, Stace, what are you going to do?
Yes, to you.
It is me. I'm looking at what Stacey may do. Okay. I am... If I do that, I do
That is one thing that I don't like about... probably the only minor complaint that I have about this game is if we were actually sitting across the table from each other, instead of just seeing numbers, like Scott, you have 2 cards in your hand, and Jamey, you have 3, you could actually see what color cards people have. You can take a more educated guess.
That's true.
Yes. All right, I am going to spend 3 for my irrigation. So I will spend that, and because I went on the middle space, I will get 1 back, which is kind of nice. So I'm good to go.
I'm going to draw 2.
I'm going to head over here to build a cottage for 4 lira.
Ah, the cottage.
The cottage will let me draw an extra visitor card every fall.
So you're just all about the customers. I mean, it seems to be the strategy this go around, right? Make them happy, get them out. I mean, no. Well, now I kind of want to pass, but I kind of want more money. And I think I know what I'm going to do when it comes to winter. So I think I will go ahead and give a tour. And I'll go ahead and get 3 coins.
And I am going to build as well. My trellis for 2.
Now, Jamey, Viticulture came out in 2013, right?
Yeah, the Kickstarter campaign was in August of 2012, and it was released around May, June of 2013, the first edition.
And since then, you've had a wee bit of success, right?
Things have changed. Things have evolved. Yeah.
If I remember right, the post was that was really kind of the turning point. Was I will no longer be wearing pants to work, right?
That is correct. Yeah, that was as of December 2013 that I started working from home full time on.
What do you and I don't want to derail the game and having any kind of conversation like this, but just out of curiosity, what do you feel is the most important thing you learned from Viticulture with your first project here?
Yeah, I mean, the thing that that kind of haunts me a little bit, despite the fortunate success of Viticulture, is that I really did not value or do enough of blind play testing of the original edition before we launched or even published it. A lot of that blind play testing happened during the Kickstarter campaign, but it should have happened well before then. And that's something I've really taken away from it as a designer, and I've really emphasized that on my other games.
Blind play testing is something many people could do quite well with.
Yeah.
I can tell you, and I'm sure this is preaching to the choir, when I went through blind play testing with Firefly Shiny Dice, that was some of the most painfully honest and brutal feedback that I had ever received, but it also helped a ton. So,
yeah, it goes a long way.
All right,
so I've drawn my 2 cards. Yeah, I drew 1 and then drew an extra one from the cottage.
You and your cottage, that's right. You got room for more. I'm going to go ahead and I am going to draw a winter visitor.
to draw a winter as well.
All right, I'm going to start out by harvesting both of my fields by using the middle spot on the harvest action.
Sure. Now, normally the harvest would just let you harvest one field, but the +1 refers to an additional field.
Right.
Which normally would bother me because I'm probably going to harvest as well, maybe, but I don't necessarily need to have both of my fields. The big question now is, do I want to do that, or do I want to play the visitor I just got? Because the visitor I just got was pretty nice too.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm going to go ahead, though, and I will harvest a field as well. So even though my Grande worker gets to kind of put himself over here, he does not get any kind of bonus for being himself. In fact, even if that was filled up with both spaces, he does not receive the bonus, if I'm correct, right?
That's right, yeah.
All right, so I get a red 1, and I get a white 2 from harvesting my epic 1-planted field.
All right, so because the Grande worker has taken that space, I cannot harvest.
Right, because you just have a regular worker left.
That will teach you to build a structure in the future.
And I'm already at 8.
The good thing is we're crushing Jamey. It's 5-1.
Because he did it to himself.
It's okay. Don't apologize for being awesome.
Stacey chose an action that you can take in either season, and any number of us can put any number of workers on this action that just gain 1 layer action. I'm going to use my last worker to do what Stacey did earlier and draw 2 wine order cards so I can plan ahead.
Now, Stacey's got a lot of cards. You've got a lot of cards. I got a few cards. Is there a hand limit, Jamey?
There is, yeah. At the end of the year, you have to discard down to 7 cards.
Perfect. Which actually, ironically, puts us at the end of the year.
Yeah.
So everyone's taking their actions. So this time around, we have a little more actions to do because Jamey and I both have wine tokens out. So you'll notice that he has a 1 and a 2 white and a 1 red. So those get aged and move up. And I have a 2 white, which goes to a 3, and a 1 red that goes to a 2. Stacey, unfortunately, has no wine tokens yet. We'll have to fix that.
Not yet.
And I get the Grapes of Wrath.
You get that? Yeah.
Not that that is the first time you've ever heard that joke, right? I do have to say this, man. Your games have some of the more unique artwork that's on the market right now, especially Scythe, the new one, which is just absolutely gorgeous. But you also take extreme care around the components that go into your game. And I cannot tell you, as a fan, as a reviewer, and as a publisher, how much I appreciate that.
Thank you. Yeah, it's, that really, I should credit partially to Kickstarter, because that's where, stretch goals are so helpful for making those extra special components, and then I just like the way they look and feel. It's pretty cool that Tabletopia lets us still experience those special shapes in virtual play.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and I put my rooster on the 3 spot.
Mm-hmm. And so this is my choice here.
Yeah, I really feel, Stacey and I talked about this, and Chris and I talked about this in the game that I played. While Tabletopia allows us to do what we're doing right here, which is play a game virtually, so Stacey, you're in Eastern time zone right now, right? Where are you at, without giving away your exact address?
I am in Indianapolis. I just moved here 2 weeks ago.
That's right. I remember that. Yes, congratulations. And Jamey, you're
Thanks.
in St. Louis, right?
I am, yeah. I'm in Central Time.
Yeah, and I'm in Texas. And no matter how cool Viticulture is, the board is not that big. So it's really awesome that we can get together and do this on its own. But I know Tabletopia has other plans as well. For example, like what Jamey had just gone through with Kickstarter with Scythe, he was able to put that game on Tabletopia while the Kickstarter project was going on, which is pretty darn amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I got a lot of positive feedback from people who were happy that they could test out the game. I think many of them ended up backing the game, but some of them probably played it and were like, this isn't for me. And that's a good choice for them too.
That is
really helpful for everybody.
Okay. Shocker of all shockers here. I think I'm actually going to go for money, which I know is just shocking everybody. It seems to help a lot when you have money. So we're going to go ahead and take 3 off the top here. Stacking money is a little harder because the edge is not exactly where you think it's going to be. So, but
right.
I am going to Brian Blank.
There you go.
Very nice. All right. I'm just realizing that I actually defeated my own goal of going down to -5 because I gained a victory point on the wake-up track.
How dare you try to win?
And I say that because I'm playing the Uncertified Architect, which lets me spend 1 victory point to build 2 structures that cost $3 or less. I'm also going to play another card in a second, but those 2 structures are just going to be the irrigation, of course, the yoke.
And the yoke, yep.
And an action space.
Yep, so the yoke allows an open space on Jamey's board now. It says uproot 1 vine or harvest 1 field. And you may say to yourself, why would I want to uproot 1 vine? Well, you may remember that the max vine value in a field is 6. So, for example, if you get to a point where you have like 4 or 5 and you get another card you want to put in there, it's a great opportunity.
And with that second visitor, I am using the Architect to build a structure, in this case a medium cellar at a 3 lira discount. So I just spent 1 lira to build a medium cellar.
Wow. Jamey just put up an entire city in his area. That is pretty good. All right. So that's a good question now. What am I going to do? I'm going to need a medium cellar quite soon. Thankfully, I have the money. Unfortunately, I didn't employ architects nor put out a call for any. So I think I'm going to go ahead and build a structure. And I will go ahead and build my medium cellar. So that'll cost me 4, and I'll get 1 back. So I'll actually end up at a net loss of 3. So we'll go ahead and do that.
I'm going to play the patron, drawing a purple wine order card and a winter visitor.
Nice. I think I'm going... Actually, no, I can't pass this up. I'm going to draw 2 vine cards.
Seems like a good idea.
Yeah.
I am going to go ahead and pass.
I will as well.
Yeah, I will too.
There you go. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and in fall time, I will draw a winter visitor. Oh, everything just changed. No.
I also am going to draw a winter visitor.
Interesting. Since you all just drew that, I'm going to draw 2 summer visitors, 1 normally and 1 with Mike on it.
Well, now I wish... Well, I guess it doesn't really matter too much. Okay, we'll see how that works out. Okay. You guys good on drawing cards?
Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. I am going to drop my guy here. There's no sign on that building. Is there a name for the play building at all, Jamey?
We'll call it Scott's house.
Nice. Because that's exactly what it looks like in Texas with snow all around it. I'm going to go ahead and play the professor. Pay 3 to train a worker, and I may use that guy this year. So I will do that. Unfortunately, I'm not going to use my other winter visitor because it's not quite ready yet. So he's still kind of percolating.
Okay.
But I'll do that, and I'll get one of my workers out, and I can use him this year, which is a nice little advantage.
Nice. The person on that card actually lives in Austin.
Really?
Yeah, it's Joshua. I believe it's Joshua.
Yeah, Josh Taub. Josh and Jack Taub.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, if he's watching, I'm in Austin. Let's meet at one of the game places.
You may have met him because I think he goes to some of the local conventions there.
Oh, very cool. Very nice. Yeah, Austin's game scene is very, very good. It's, in fact, all of Texas is very good. In fact, Plaid Hat Games just moved to Dallas. So.
Oh, cool. Were they in Austin before?
No, I think, where were they before? They were nowhere in
Toledo.
Texas. Toledo, that was it. Yeah, it's some really popular, awesome place. So.
You all left me some good spots here. I'm going to harvest twice again. Thank you.
It's that negative victory point strategy that's working out.
Right. Actually, harvesting twice isn't even a good... Yeah. I blocked myself here a little bit with... I'm not totally optimizing it, but it's okay.
So, just so everybody understands what Jamey's talking about there, is he had a 2 and a 3 white grape already. So, because of the way the cards worked out and where his tokens were placed, he actually ended up harvesting only a 1 white grape.
Right.
But you have a ton of grapes, so which is pretty awesome.
Right.
I'm going to harvest my 1 field.
Actually, you're going out of turn, but that's okay.
Oh.
Because I got my extra guy.
Oh, sorry. I didn't think you had
I got my extra guy with the professor last time. That's okay. See, we told you we'd watch your cheating. I think, well, I only have 2 money, so I don't have enough to buy another worker, which would have been really nice. So instead, I think I am actually going to go ahead and make up to 2 wine tokens. So on my little track here, I've got a 3 white and a 2 red. So these will basically come over to be a 3 white wine and a 2 red wine. Now you may do whatever you would like to do, Miss Stacey.
I am going to harvest that field. And
harvest that field like a pro. So Jamey's side just finished. You were clear over almost. Did you hit $1.5 million?
1.8 million.
1.8 million. That's pretty amazing. Yeah. That's pretty amazing. I actually had a chance to see Scythe at a convention here in Austin, and I was blown away by it. The gentleman actually looked at me. He said, no, it's a prototype. Like, this isn't the final thing. And I'm like, well, you could have fooled me because it looks final. It's amazing. So, the prototypes that you seeded to everybody were really, really well done.
Yeah, they were done by Print and Play Productions. Andrew Tolson runs that little company, and they do a great job.
All right.
I think we're all out of workers here. I need to discard some cards.
Yes, you have a ton of cards. You have a plethora, El Jefe.
Yes.
So it's definitely a good thing that we did a little bit of building that turn. So during the end of the year here, my little white wine token is going to become a 4. And if I didn't have a medium cellar, I wouldn't really have any place to put that, which would have been bad. Alrighty. So, Stacey, you get the Grapes of Wrath.
Mm-hmm. I'm still discarding a little bit, but you can go ahead while I do this.
I have a gut feeling that this turn or the next turn is when Mr. Stegmaier's negative victory points are going to come back to haunt us, Stacey.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that.
All right.
It's funny, when I played Tabletopia, I always do what I just did, which is like put all the cards into the discard piles correctly. And it's funny how some people are like, dude, just leave them. Like, don't worry about it. Don't be OCD. So it's funny that it actually gives you that tactile feeling of that.
Well, in this one, it becomes a problem if the cards aren't stacked correctly in the discard pile, then you can't shuffle it.
This is true.
So you have an excuse.
Let's see. Where did you? Oh, you went to the Vine card. Okay.
Did.
Shock. I'm gonna go get some more money.
And I'm gonna get a summer visitor.
Sure. Stick with the theme, man. Invite more people. Right. I like that.
This will be a fun turn, actually. This is good.
I like it when you can bring like a little bit of thematic and flair to your position at the table, right?
Right. I'm pretty low on money here, Scott. You're. Oh no, you have a nice little pile over there.
Yeah,
Stacey,
I got 3. It's not like I'm rolling in the coffers like Scrooge McDuck or anything, but got to do some delivering here soon, I think.
Yeah.
I am going to give a tour.
You are going to give a tour, and a fine tour it shall be.
Woohoo!
I too am going to go ahead and give a tour. My tour is not quite as good as yours. I only get 2 for mine.
It's good enough to block me out of giving a tour, though.
That's true, because you did say you needed money.
I did.
So your role-playing can come back and hurt you.
Yeah. All right, I think this is what I need to do. All right, I'm going to go here, and I'm going to play the vendor. So the vendor says that I get to draw one of each card type except for Summer Visitor, and each of you in player order, so starting with Stacey, get to draw a Summer Visitor.
Very nice. That's good since we're in the summer phase.
Right.
Did you take yours already, Stace?
I did.
Perfect. I'll go ahead and draw mine as well. Maybe. What just happened to my card? Oh, I dropped it apparently. There we go. There we go. Nope. Hang on. Don't look at that guy. I drew 2 apparently.
Blocking the screen.
I drew 2 by accident, so we'll put him in and just shuffle him back up there. So okay.
Right, so it is now that I have a lot of money.
You're Scrooge McDuck.
Build a medium seller for 3.
Are there, selfishly, are there any plans to put Tuscany modules on tabletop or Tabletopia?
There are, yeah. I think the first step is to update it to the Essential Edition, and then after that, I'm hoping I love what they're doing, so they're welcome to keep on adding on stuff from Tuscany.
Very cool, very cool. Tuscany makes a great addition to this game, just absolutely great.
Thanks. Have you played it, Stacey?
I have seen Tuscany. I was not allowed to play it because the owner of the game allowed me to borrow Viticulture, and I said, "Oh, can I just see Tuscany?" He allowed me to see it, but nope, didn't play it. But I have seen the board. Is the board in the Essential Edition going to be like this one, like the original, or is it going to be closer to the one in Tuscany?
It'll be like this one. That was a point of debate between Uwe Rosenberg and I, but he suggested that for newer players, this was the much better board. And then if you buy the expansion, you can get the extended board.
I like the extended board quite a bit. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I think, is it my turn to go?
Yes.
I think so, yes. Okay. Usually if you have to ask that question, the house rules are it's your turn to go. Well, that could be pretty good. I'm gonna, well, I don't know if I want to do that or not. That's going to be risky. I have really good summer and winter cards. They're just not really good with the strategy that I have decided to take. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start to adjust my play. I am going to go to the Mercado, and I will draw 2 vine cards.
All right. I'm going to head over here and plant 2. I'm going to plant a Merlot on this field, bringing the total to 5. And then I'll plant a Chardonnay on this field, bringing the total.
There we go. I had my cards overlapping a little weirdly.
Oh, yeah, mine are doing that too.
Man, I'm glad I built my structures earlier. What was the action you just took, Jamey?
I planted 2 vines, one on each of my fields.
Almost like you knew what I was going to do next.
I was hoping you wouldn't take the plant too. And all right, Stacey.
I am debating. Do I want to risk it? No, I'm going to go ahead and pass.
Very good. Okay. Well, I am going to go ahead and play a summer visitor, and she's simply the planter. She's going to let me plant up to 2 vine cards. So somebody blocked me. Who is that? Now, because I can play 2, I can play them to either fields, correct?
That's right.
Cool.
Yeah.
So we'll go ahead and do 4 here and 4 here.
Nice. Okay. I passed. So it's back to you, Scott.
Back to me already. I think I will pass as well.
Great. All right, well, Stacey, you get to draw in the fall.
I'm going to draw a winter visitor.
I think I too will draw a winter visitor.
And I'm going to draw 2 summer. Now, I know I've been doing that a lot. I could, with the cottage, I can choose a winter and a summer, or 2 summer or 2 winter. I'm going to go with 2 summer again.
Got it.
Now this changes things.
Does it change things drastically?
Well, it changes my strategy a little bit.
Okay.
I am
like a good worker placement game should.
Yes. I am first going to play the assessor.
Ooh. We both say at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. So,
Speaking
not
of
including
Scrooge
this card,
McDuck.
Yeah.
I have 8 cards in my hand, so I will get 8.
That's pretty solid.
Yeah, I'll give you the 2.
Thank you.
1 more.
Well played.
And for my second card,
Should you have 9 there, Stacey, or 8?
oh, sorry.
You 2.
You gave me a 2. I needed to get a 1.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go for more money, because why not? So, how can I... Oh, you know what? This is how I will do it. I'm going to... How can I give you a card without showing it to everyone? Anyone?
That's a great question.
I think I can flip the card in my... Yes, that's how I can do it.
You flip it in your hand. Aha!
Okay, that's clever.
And you're giving me that one, why? Because you love me?
For the queen card, give each opponent a card from your hand, gain 2 rare per card from the bank.
Very nice.
I gave you 1, and I'm going to give Jamey a summer visitor.
Thank you.
You know what? I may have just learned something about viticulture that I may have been playing something completely wrong since 2013, Jamey. So, the vine cards, do they go to your hand?
They are kept in your hand.
All right.
Oh, I see.
I've just been placing mine on the table in front of me, then. Don't mind me at all. That's funny. I've literally played like that. I think it was probably something mentally that everyone gets that first Pinot card face up that just made me think that.
Oh, right.
That's funny.
I felt like when I play with my parents, when I go home, we play our whole hand face up.
Oh, okay.
Just because there's small cards. It's actually kind of hard to see across the table unless you really know all the cards to see what everybody else has.
Like if you're the designer. He's like, yeah, Mom, Dad, it's going to be great. Just play face up. Nothing's wrong. No, I got 20 and you got -4. Funny. Okay, I believe it's my turn, right? I am going to train a worker at the non-worker labeled house. And that is going to cost me 4, but I actually get a coin back, so it's actually going to net me 3. The thing is that I cannot use him this year, so I will just go ahead and put him over here to remind me he's being trained in the training house.
Great. Well, I will go ahead and... Actually, no, I might learn my lesson here and not harvest before it's too... Okay, yeah, it is too soon. Yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go here and play the Crush Expert, which lets me draw a wine order card, and then lets me make 3 wine tokens, which is basically taking grapes from my crush pad and converting them into wine. I have a medium cellar, so I can make blush wine if I want. I don't think I will.
And you'll notice under the small cellar there, it shows that a red and a white equals blush, and 2 reds and a white equals a sparkling. So,
that's right.
But unfortunately, no one can make a sparkling yet, I don't believe. Nobody has a large cellar. So we're getting there.
Right. Okay, there's number 3. I'm good.
One of my favorite things about playing this game, and I think we're about to see it in maybe a turn or two, is when everything comes together, when all of your planning for those first 2 or 3 turns go, and you start dropping wine order cards and nailing them, that feels really good.
Yeah.
So I harvested?
Yep.
You did harvest, okay. And then, Scott, you have a worker left over there, don't you? Oh, no.
I do not. Mine is not able to be used this turn, so...
All right. I will also harvest 1 field.
My guys are busy training more people so that they have to work less. So I'm curious. So, Jamey, I'll start with you. Other than your own games, what's one of your favorite worker placement games to play right now?
Well, I actually just released my current top 10, and I guess a couple days ago, and I have a new number 1 game, which is not a worker placement game, but it's the Castles of Mad King Ludwig.
Oh yeah.
It's been inching its way up the chart for me. I really love that game. Have you 2 played that?
Yes.
I have played it, and I am desperately wanting the Polish edition.
Oh yeah, I've heard the art is better on that one.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
How about you, Stace? What's your number one right now?
I'm gonna also go with a not worker placement. Cards on the table.
I said I'll put my whole hand on the table.
Stacy's
I think
favorite
my face
card
is like
52
beet
pickup.
red. Yeah, and I'm like, I've got my hands over my eyes, like, no, I'm not seeing anything.
That's funny. No, that's okay.
Jamey just flashed me his whole hand.
The fun part about this is I'm not zooming in on any of your cards, so I don't know what they are. I'm not looking at any of them.
Right.
The people at home are probably looking at it going, oh, look what she has.
Right. I meant to discard a bunch of them, but yeah. Sorry, Stacey, go ahead. What's your favorite game right now?
I just finished with a couple friends Time Stories and the Marcy case.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. We sat down and we did them both in like one sitting.
Really?
Wow.
Separately. So one day we did, just Time Stories. And then the next week we came back and we did the Marcy case all in one day.
That's awesome. I've heard nothing but good things about that. I just literally 3 days ago picked up my copy. I got it in the Marcy case, and I read the rules, and it looks amazing. I'm curious because the way it was explained to me was 90 minutes per session and roughly 4 sessions to complete a case. Do you find it to be that long?
The first one we played in 3 hours.
Okay.
And the second one, so the first one we played with 3 people, and it was 3 hours. The second one, the Marcy case, we played with 4 people, and I want to say it was about 3 hours too. The fourth person that we had come in hadn't played Time Stories before, so it was teaching her
Cool.
everything.
My number one right now is actually a worker placement game. My number one is Champions of Midgard.
Oh.
Really
I haven't
have
played
been
that
enjoying
yet.
that game. That's also on Tabletopia.
You guys are waiting on me, aren't you, to choose wake up time?
Yeah, no worries. Take your
Yeah.
time. It's we're just waking up. It's all good.
I still really need money. Oh no. I'll go early. I'll go 1.
Yeah, I was gonna say you might need to go one.
Yeah.
So then it's to me. Sorry.
Correct.
Mhm.
I am gonna try and draw something good.
Nice. I'm gonna go ahead and go right after you guys. We're just gonna go 1, 2, 3, just like that. I'm gonna draw me an order card.
All right. I've been talking about money. I'm going to go get it. 3 lira.
Nice.
I am going to build a structure. And we built this wonderful irrigation for 2.
Boy, I'll tell you what, I am really, really good at drawing cards for future turns. I am really good at that. I am going to... Yeah, let's go ahead and do this right now. I'll go ahead and play 2 summers. My first one is going to be the Horticulturist.
Nice.
And I'm going to choose the Or action, which is uproot and discard 2 vines to gain 3 points.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm going to uproot my 2 easy ones and gain 3 points and go skyrocketing up into the lead. And then as the second one, I am going to play the Broker, which allows me to pay 3 and get a victory point. Oh, I don't have 3. I miscounted. No, I'm not going to do that. Never mind. I will be done.
Okay. I'm glad you saved some of that money because I'm going to play the handyman.
Uh-oh.
Which says that this is the new handyman, not the original. The new one says that each player can build a structure at a 2 lira discount, including me.
Ooh, that's nice.
And for each of you who does that, I will gain a victory point. We'll do this in player order. I am at the top of the player order chart, so I will spend all of my money to build the large cellar.
That's pretty good.
Stacey, you have the option of doing it, and then Scott.
That is pretty good. I am going to do it. I'm going to spend 4 to build a windmill.
That is pretty good. Actually, you would only spend 3 to build a windmill, right? Because you get a $2 discount.
It's 5? Oh, $2 discount. Awesome.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm going to go ahead and spend my 2, and I will build my cottage.
You guys are getting me closer to positive victory points. Thank you.
We'll keep you down there. But hey, free money's free money, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I will plant that. And gain a victory point.
Stacey is the nicest worker placement player I've ever played with. You leave open spots for other people to use so graciously. I am actually going to come in here and plant. And I get to plant an extra one. I am going to go ahead and plant 2 in the same field. Go ahead and readjust my camera here to get them at the right 90-degree angles. And we're good to go.
And I will go ahead and pass out of the summer.
I will as well.
Wow, okay. I wish I had grapes to sell, but I think I'm going to pass with you guys.
Okay. I'm going to draw 1 winter visitor and 1 summer visitor.
And I think, nope, Stacey still doesn't have her cottage. Okay, so you and I have your cottage, and Stacey needs a cottage.
I'm going to draw 1 summer visitor.
I, too, am going to draw 1 winter and 1 summer.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and harvest 2 fields again, sticking with what I've done every round, I think. I'm going to run out of grape tokens here. Is there a way to replenish those?
I don't know. That's a good question. Maybe you should stop paying so much attention to the customers at the bar and actually serve them some wine, sir.
I will soon. I'm going to use structures as temporary tokens.
That's totally cool. Totally cool.
There is no real limit in the game to them.
That's interesting. I've never run into something running out of resources in Tabletopia.
Yeah.
You have a 2 windmill and a 1 worker. That's pretty funny. I'll tell you, I get a kick out of the whole meeples stacking each other.
Oh, yeah.
When Stacey and I played our first game, I was sitting there like fiddling with my meeples and stacking things on top of each other, trying to see how high I could get it. Ooh, is that you're playing a professor? Very nice.
I am.
He's one of my favorite cards because you get to use him right then and there, which is really nice.
Yeah.
Well, that is interesting because I could do that and it's not going to make much of a difference. So if I did that and did that, I'm man, that's tough. I have no money and I need money. I could what's the space for the gain 1? What is that called? The one that you can use at any time?
It doesn't really have a name. It's you're hiring out a worker to someone else.
There you go. Got it.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and place a guy up here and play a winter visitor. And I will play the judge. The judge, discard a wine token from your medium or large cellar to gain 2 victory points. So I will discard my white and my medium and go ahead and get 2 victory points. And vault myself into the lead further.
I'm going to make up to 3 wine tokens.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah, we're going to do... Was that what you were hoping for, Stacey?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to make some... Now that I have a large cellar, I can make sparkling wine. I'm going to combine... I'll combine a couple tokens. So you can go ahead, Stacey. I'm going to decide which ones to combine.
It's usually the mark of a good move in a worker placement game is when the person playing after you goes, no!
Right.
That's when you really know you're having fun.
That's right.
I guess I will make 2 wine tokens.
It's funny. So I have a daughter who's 21, and she primarily has been a miniatures gamer her whole life. And this is her favorite worker placement game. She refuses to play anything else. Like, I can't get Lords of Waterdeep on the table with her. I can't get Village on the table with her. But for some reason, she took to this. And she took to this before she was 21, which makes me think she might have been dipping into the wine a little early. But she really does like this game a lot. Something in this game has clicked for her, and I, as a good parent, I just wanted to be like, okay, let's go with it, right?
Right. Does she still play miniatures games too?
Not as often as she'd like to. Being 21, she's tending to try to make rent and do all that fun stuff. So
Yeah. So I'm out of workers. Looks like you two still have some left.
You are. That is correct.
Well, I made a wine token. Did you go after I did?
I did not. No, my turn to go.
Okay.
So I am going to go ahead and draw 2 of the wine orders. And come on, be nice to me. If you could see my order list, you would just cringe. I'm not going to say it has almost double-digit numbers, but it's got almost double-digit numbers.
I am going to fill an order.
Ooh.
Ooh.
And take the victory spot.
Very nice.
Extra victory point thing. So a 5 blush and a 4 red. So that will get me 4 victory points.
And you get $1 recurring revenue, or a lira, I guess.
Did you get the extra victory point too, Stacey?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. You'll notice the giant gap between us and the designer at the moment.
Next year. Wait till next year.
Yeah. Literally, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, I really, really wish I had money. I don't. I really wish that I had the ability to fulfill some of these things. I am just going nowhere with this. So I am going to go ahead and harvest the field. So I am, let's see, do I want a 4 red or a 4 white? I think I'm going to go ahead and take a 4 white. And that'll be all she wrote, I think, for this year.
All right. Remember to age everything you have. I'm going to discard a little bit.
I believe I have to discard for the first time, too, yes.
I'm going to get a drink while you guys are discarding.
No worries. I'll take another Blue Moon.
Scott, you play games with your son a lot, right? Is he enjoying Champions of Midgard too?
I haven't been able to get him into Champions of Midgard as much because Blood Rage caught his attention. Ironically, to Viking games.
Right.
It's amazing how things with miniatures just grab a child's attention immediately. So,
yeah, especially those miniatures. There's some that are like 5 inches tall in that game.
Yeah, they're more like maxiatures than miniatures. So, yeah, he really enjoyed Blood Rage. I did too. I thought Blood Rage was a really, really fun game.
Yeah.
He actually, his favorite game, and he plays it all the time and teaches all of his friends. He takes it to his friends' houses. He loves Boss Monster. And he just plays the devil out of that thing. So.
That's great.
Yeah, it's fun having a kid that is into it and see him kind of develop with stuff like that.
When it's neat, like that game, I think touches upon some nostalgia for those of us who were around when digital games looked like that. But for him, he enjoys the game probably just because of what it is, I guess, right?
Yeah, it's funny. I don't know if you know Chris from Brotherwise. We talked at Origins this year. Zach had come up to me when he was 9 years old, and he got really tired of me and my friends complaining about the randomness of Boss Monster. I like the game, but it does have a lot of randomness to it. And he came up to me at 9 years old, and he goes, I fixed Boss Monster. And I told Chris this story. And I said, what did you do? And he goes, draft. And I went, draft? And he proceeds to lay out these rules for me at 9 years old, telling me how people draft and then how they discard to seed the discard piles. And I looked at my wife, and I'm like, a tear is forming in the corner of my eye, both because he figured this out and because he used the phrase "seed the discard pile." It's pretty funny. It does make a big difference. It actually it makes the opening moves of that game much more interesting. So.
Oh yeah.
Cool. Really I have the grapes. Sweet. Oh.
Stacey, did you get your residual?
I did. My whopping 1 lira.
It doesn't matter when you're that rich, It's amazing. I am going to need that, and that. I'm going to go ahead here and get some money. Because I'm broke.
I think I would like to still go first.
I got a gut feeling someone's going to be taking a tour of the Stegmaier vineyard.
I'm going to try and draw a good card.
Just don't draw like I have been drawing and you will be fine.
And I'm going to pass out of something.
Oh my goodness, you're going to kill us, aren't you?
Yeah,
I have some things to do.
He has like 300 bottles of wine in his cellar right now. So he's got a lot. What do you got there? You got a 4, 5, 8, and 9 white. Wow.
Ooh, actually, these aren't even white. These are sparkling.
Ooh.
I don't know why I have
That's even more brutal. Yeah, here comes the points for the designer. That's going to be rough.
I'm terrified.
We got him. We got a 8-point lead on him. Like, right, what can happen? Famous last words.
All right. I'm going to plant and gain 1 victory point.
Again, you were just so polite with the not blocking the spaces.
Yeah.
Well, knowing that, I'm going to go ahead and give a tour and get 3 money. Because I need some cash.
I'm going to build a cottage to catch up to you boys. 3. Oh, I gave 4.
Now, this is a question that in my brain, I'm trying to think if this has ever come up before, and I don't think it ever has. Can I give another tour right now?
Yeah.
Sure. I think I shall.
No.
But I only get 2 that time.
Right. And this is something, as you guys have noticed, money has been a little tight. And in the Essential Edition, we added in the property cards. which let you sell off fields that you're not using to gain a lot of money all at once. The money is no longer quite as tight.
Okay.
Tell you what, the coins that you have, primo.
Those
The
are
metal
gorgeous.
coins?
Absolutely
Yeah.
primo. Those are gorgeous.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm excited. The size coins are looking really, really nice. I have them in front of me here. Excited to get them out there too.
Okay, do I want to take an action or do I not? I think, See, my challenge right now is I am absolutely nowhere near fulfilling any of my wine orders. So I think I'm going to go ahead and come up here and play 2 summer cards. So the first one I'm going to do is the Wine Critic, which is very much like the Judge. No, I can't play the Wine Critic because, again, I cannot count, apparently. So I'll just play my Broker, and I'll discard 3 to get a victory point. I could discard 6, but I'll discard 3 and keep that as it is. And I won't play any other card you don't know that's in my hand. So Stacey's passed, so I am going to pass as well right now.
Great.
Do your worst.
I'll
Dun,
draw
dun, dun.
some. I'll draw 1 and 1.
Okay.
I am going to try and draw 2 amazing winter visitors.
Were they amazing?
One I'm really liking. It's interesting. These 2 are kind of the same, but kind of different.
Are they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Scott, did you draw?
Yeah, I drew 2 winters. Yep.
Okay, so here's my big move.
Yep.
I'm going to play 2 winter visitors.
No.
The first one will be the Marketer. The Marketer lets me fill a wine order and gain 1 extra victory point. And that wine order will be this big guy. So this is a sparkling wine and a 3-value white grape. So I have a 4-value white grape.
That is
And
really good.
An 8-value sparkling wine. And so I'll get a total of 7 points because of the bonus from the Marketer. So I am up to 5. And then I have a second winter visitor to play, which is the Merchant. Let's see if I can get that. So the Merchant effectively does the same thing, except I have to also give up a grape token. So I'll give up...
Which you have a plethora of.
Right. Well, I get to sell the grape token, so I get some money from it, too. So I have this... So I'm doing actually a very similar wine order. The wine order is another big wine order for another 6 points. So in total, I'll be getting 7 points from that one, too.
Wow.
That,
Ton of recurring revenue.
I'll get a little bit of money. I'll get 2 lira as well. So yeah, I'll move up here to the 4 spot in terms of residuals, and I'll gain 7 more victory points.
Yeah, we just lost.
Remember that distance you were talking about there?
It's still there. It's just not in the same direction.
I think you jinxed us.
I think we got
am
outplayed.
Going to harvest 2 fields.
Alrighty. I am going to go ahead and... Oops, I'm going to not use Stacey's meeple that I just picked up. I'm going to go ahead and play a winter visitor, and I'm going to play the Oenologist. Is that the way you say this one?
I think it's Enologist.
Enologist. Okay, Enologist. So I get to play 3 lira to upgrade my cellar to the next level, which is exactly how much money I have. And that will let me get my large cellar.
Very good. I think I'll draw 2 wine orders. Okay.
I'm going to make 2, 3 wine tokens.
In terms of your grande worker, Jamey, are you allowed to place him in a location where you already have another worker?
Yes, you can.
Sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I think I'll do that. I think I'm actually going to bring him over here to the Scott's house and play the harvester. And the harvester says I can harvest up to 2 fields. So I am going to make myself a red and a white for 4.
Okay. I'm going to harvest a field. And who else is? I think we all have. Let's see, Stacey, you have a worker. I have 1.
Yeah.
Scott, are you out of workers?
I'm out, yes.
Okay.
I spent more of my time in the summer than you lovely winter folk.
I'm going to go ahead and get my last guy out of Hawk for 3.
And
You know, we've talked a lot about Jamey and your role with Stegmaier. For anyone who may not know, GTS, Stacey's employer, is literally one of the best distributors of board games worldwide. But not just board games. You guys run sports cards, and do you do collectibles as well, or is it just the sports cards themselves?
Yeah, we do all kinds of different collectibles, statues and figures and licensed merchandise and all of that.
what's your favorite thing about your job, Stacey?
The first thing that came to my mind is that I can sit home in my pajamas and do it.
We have that in common then.
No, actually, one of the things that I don't get to do often, but one of the things that I love is going out to conventions and meeting people and gaming. But I get to do that rarely, so I love the social media aspect of it. I'm making Facebook posts all day and getting to work on different projects and meeting great people from all around the world.
That's great.
Stacey has the joy of being able to see all the cool stuff. Well, meanwhile, Jamey and I have our blinders on with everything we're working on. It's like...
Right. And Scott, you travel, or at least your first year, you traveled quite a bit for conventions, right? Are you still traveling that much?
Yes, I have done a lot.
Yeah, we were just talking about that.
I just got back from a trade show from another distributor, and I'm about to go to BGGCon, which will be my 35th trip in 2 years. So,
wow.
Yeah. I feel like I'm up and down more than I'm left and right.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently Southwest loves me enough to give me drink tickets every month, give me an A-list every month, and every time I book a flight, they just check me in and give me a spot every time. So
Nice.
I
That's
have
cool.
to age my dudes here. I totally forgot about that. All right, Stacey, you have the grapes.
I am. What do I need?
We both need a lot of victory points.
Yeah. I think I want to try and go first, so let's try purple.
Well, I need money again, so I'm going to start off by getting one measly little lira.
And I need that
Uh-oh. Usually when people take that, they know they're about to nail it.
Right?
It's touch and go. We'll see.
It might be touch and go for you right now. I think it's gone and went for us.
Yeah.
Well, this is part of the tension of viticulture. I think if I can end the year this year, I think I can win. But if I give you two another year, I think one of you will win. I'm going to try to end it.
It moves fast, like we just saw, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Stacey went ahead and drew 2 cards.
Yeah, I put my space down as Jamey was saying, he's going to end it this year. No!
I'm going to try.
I am going to go ahead and... Well, I am going to go ahead and give a tour for 3. Because I heard that money is the tiebreaker.
I'm going to sell a grape for, this will be 1 lira, and I gain a victory point. I'm on the bonus spot.
I was tempted to do that just to take that victory point away from you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am going to build a yoke for 1.
That seems good. I am actually going to go ahead and pass.
I will as well.
Yes.
You know what's interesting? No one has taken the additional gray worker this whole game.
That's true.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
I thought about doing it earlier, but they were just doing the visitor strategy more.
I am going to shuffle the cards.
There you go. Yeah, you need new carpet over there at the Stegmaier vineyard.
No. There we go. Pick them all up.
I think you just have to just click on the whole deck at once.
Well, I was trying to move on and then shuffle. You got it?
Yep. Oh, there's one still down there. There's a lot still down there. There's ones that weren't stacked on top of each other. There we go.
Awesome. So then I'm going to take... Oh, wait. Who's...
I think Stacey draws first. You draw probably 2. And then Scott, you get to draw 2.
Yep.
All right. So
And you guys are done. I'll draw 2.
I am done.
Okay, well, I'm going to draw 2 from the winter.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, so rule number 1, you cannot win viticulture when you draw like Tox. I'm not going to say I got an enologist, but I might have gotten an enologist.
That's pretty horrible. I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's right. These are the way things go, right?
There were a couple good ones in there, because I used a few to fill wine orders. Wonder if Stacey just drew one of those.
I'm going to play 2 cards. Harvest up to 2 fields.
I am, unfortunately, a day late and a grape short. Let's see.
Well, I'm going to play my other card.
Yeah, by all means.
Mind.
Someone's got to come in second place.
I am going to play Master Vinter, increasing the value of 1 wine token by 2.
Ooh, very nice. And you get to fill a wine order.
No, I didn't build my large cellar.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
I guess I am just going to go.
Well, they still tap out at 6 though, so that's not too bad.
Right.
So then I get a I'm gonna fill this one for 3 and 6.
That's pretty good. It's a really neat trick you have there of raising your wine values.
Mm-hmm.
My 8s and 7s over here in my hand are quite jealous of that. So I'm going to go ahead and draw 2 wine orders and hope I get something good here.
Okay. I'm going to make up to 3 wine tokens.
You know, this is what I get for drinking a beer while playing a winemaking game. This is the alcohol gods telling me, "Sorry, son, you are in the wrong spot."
Yeah.
So then it's to me.
It is, yeah.
I'm gonna make 2 wine tokens.
Yep, that was good. All right, well, you're probably going to end it this year, so it's either plan for next year or do nothing. So I'm going to go ahead and put my guy over here on the make up to 2 wine tokens as well. And I am going to make a 5 red and a 5 white.
I am going to end it.
Boom! There it is.
I'm going to go here. I will fill this wine order, which is for a 7 blush.
Wow.
I have a 9. And then a 3 red. I have a 4. And I get a bonus victory point for going on that middle spot, so I'll get 6 points.
Right on the 20.
Which triggers the last year of the game, or this is the last year.
Boy, it's a good thing I have the 14-point wine delivery card from the Uber
that's a good one.
3D holographic promo pack. All right, Stace, are you going to stay in second? Yes, you are.
I'm going to take all my red wine. Four.
1 residual. Nice.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So there is unfortunately literally nothing that I can do that is potentially going to really help me very much here. So I will go ahead and play a winner visitor card, and I will play Jack of all trades.
Ooh, he's a good one.
I can make up to, choose 2, harvest a field, make up to 2 wine tokens, or fill 1 wine order. So the first thing I'm going to do is fill a wine order, which is a 5 and 3, a 5 red and a 3 white, which is actually going to cost me a 5 of each. Because I like to over-imbibe my customers. That's going to put me up to 10, and finally on the residual track, so I'm not getting beat that bad. And then as my second one, I could harvest a field or make up to 2 wine tokens. I am going to go ahead and, I guess, harvest a field just for fun and games. I will get a red 4.
All right, Stacey, just in case you have the trick up your sleeve, I'm going to play the judge and discard a wine token to gain 2 victory points.
Whoa, look at that. That's insult to injury right there. That's like a Nick Saban move right there.
I'm showing respect to my fellow players.
Yes, no, definitely. She has an opportunity to come in over the top of you for sure.
Well, I can't do anything now. just get in money then.
Just for fun, because there's nothing left that I can do, I'm going to go ahead and train a worker for 3 so that I have more meeples than anybody else. Just to make myself feel good. And that does it.
That's it. Good game, guys.
That was
fun.
Very good. Your negative victory point strategy worked out quite well there. My strategy of drawing, I'm not going to kid you, I'm going to show you the cards here. Okay, I put them in order. These are the cards that I drew for my wine orders.
Oh.
I was like, that's going to take a while. So that was pretty crazy. So
I tend to like those big ones. Like those big ones are what gave me the big jump in this game.
They are. However, you were able to set up earlier a lot better than I was. I was actually trying to use some of my early visitors to get some early victory points, and in the process of doing that, I wasn't making the wine tokens or the grape tokens that I needed to make for these guys. So it was, but that's one of the things that I love about this game is that there's multiple ways to victory. You went down real early to go up real big, and it was a gamble because if we had drawn something to push us ahead quickly, it would have been a much harder thing for you to catch up. So there's a lot of different options, and I've actually seen some people win this game only fulfilling one wine order because they get to play the visitors that give them the victory points, and they time it out so well that they're just rolling up the victory point track. So there's lots of options in what you want to do, and it's a very deceiving game, I think, in that way. I think some people look at it and go, oh, it's fairly straightforward. You go from A to Z, and it's like, no, you kind of go through B and Y as well to get to A and Z. So
right.
That was excellent. So I really appreciate it. This is obviously, like we had talked about through this, it's a great game. I actually think this is a game that is very good for people wanting that next step in worker placement games. A lot of people talk about the Lords of Waterdeep as like a gateway worker placement game. I've even heard some people talk about Takedo as a gateway worker placement game, but I really think that this straddles that line between new players who've never played worker placement games and experienced players who are looking for something that could potentially give them a scratch a different itch. This has got a little bit of everything for everybody, I think.
Yeah, those were. Actually, originally I was aiming for a gateway, but then I think it ended up being kind of a mid-weight Euro, so it is a kind of a next level for those people who already are familiar with worker placement but want to take it to the next level.
Cool. Well, gentlemen, ladies, thank you very much for joining me. I really appreciate you guys taking the time out to do this. Tabletopia is a wonderful platform. Again, if anyone hasn't checked it out, definitely go to it. It's tabletopia.com. If you'd like to learn more about GTS and all the distribution fun in Stacey's life, it's just gtsdistribution.com. Is that right?
Yep, that's right.
Right. And you guys actually, by far, above head and shoulders in terms of social media presence. You were talking about it earlier. The amount of people connected to GTS on Facebook and Twitter and interacting with them is I think, last I heard, it was like literally like double any other distributor. So you guys are just doing a tremendous job on social media.
Thank you.
You also tend to show things that other distributors don't. Like I know Bobby just showed the X-Wing tables and things like that most casual gamers may never even know exist if their store doesn't get it. So if you want to see some really cool stuff, definitely check out GTS Distribution. And of course, if you'd like to learn more about Viticulture or any of the other amazing games coming out of Stegmaier Games, Jamey, you're all over the place. You're on Facebook, you're on Twitter, you're on StegmaierGames.com. What's the best place for people to find you?
Really, it's whatever's best for them. If you're a Facebook user, I'm on Facebook at Stegmaier Games. I'm also on Twitter at Stegmaier Games. And if you're looking to learn about our games, you can go to our website, which is StegmaierGames.com.
And as a final plug, if you ever want to know anything about Kickstarter, anything at all, follow Jamey's blog. Jamey is selfless in the amount of knowledge that he shares and amazing in the discussions and the engagement that he gets going on his blog. So I would definitely highly recommend check that out.
Thank you. Yeah.
Cool.
Appreciate that.
All right. Well, that is Viticulture. That is Tabletopia. And that is the end of our broadcast. So thank you all very much for watching. If you like this, let us know. Leave a comment in the YouTube channel below. Of course, you can engage with us online at Facebook and Twitter by searching Crits Happen or at our homepage at critshappen.com. But until we see you next time, enjoy making your wine. Keep rolling those dice. We hope they're all crits.